You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Days of Our Lives fans, I've got your weekly prediction edition for June 16th through the 20th. Belle and Shawn reuniting and Phillip telling a big old lie. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and we have got predictions for Tate, Holly, Sophia, and Aaron. Also for Bo and Hope, for Phillip and Xander, for Gabby and Javi, and also for Belle and Shawn. And hey, if you're not following, please reach down, click that subscribe button. Let's get into it with our very first prediction. A baby shocker at graduation for Tate, Sophia, Holly, and Aaron might be a paternity twist. So recently, Tate and Sophia and her mom, Amy Choi, toured the labor and delivery unit at University Hospital. Sophia looked a bit overwhelmed, also kind of annoyed by her mom's constant controlling chatter with the doctor and sort of taking over things. At least Amy finally caved and seems to be in agreement that Sophia can put her baby up for adoption. So this week's spoilers have Tate and Holly talking about college. Tate wants to stay local. Holly wants to go international. Aaron is back to Salem and is reunited with his sister Kat. And at graduation, Sophia tells Tate she thinks she's going into labor. Those are all the spoilers. But if you remember, Sophia's been on modified bed rest. She had to miss the prom. She at least is going to get to graduate with her classmate. Tate has been supportive, but he's still very drawn to Holly. Aaron's been in Canada with his mom, Katarina, who's in jail for shooting Awful Clyde. So a lot of fans, and I feel this way as well, think that Aaron and Sophia may have done the deed that day that she was so upset that Tate called out Holly's name during sexy time. Plus, Tate has said they used protection every time they had sexy time. So maybe she and Aaron did it and did not do safety things. As of now, Tate and Sophia cannot find an adoptive couple. Chanel wishes she could still adopt the baby. Johnny's not ready. So we'll see if Johnny relents on that. So in the promo this week, when Sophia says she's in labor, there's an odd look on Aaron's face. And I wonder if he finally counts from 0 to 9 months and wonders if that baby could be his. Spoilers have teased for a while that Sophia may still be hiding something from Tate. So could be a medical emergency for the baby that proves that Tate is not the father. We'll see. Our second prediction, Bo and Hope's summer story may get an extension. So in recent episodes, we had Bo making his miraculous recovery with Hope, Sierra, and Shawn at his side. The super couple came back to Salem against Bo's doctor's orders so he could say goodbye to John Black at the funeral, because Bo obviously felt indebted to John for his sacrifices and that he owed Marlena a debt of gratitude. Last week, when Steve was talking about shutting down Black Patch PI, now that John has passed away, we had Bo talking to Steve and saying maybe he and Hope could work with him. And then in the promo spoilers, Bo and Hope are making love, and then they're making plans for the future, and they're talking about saying goodbye to Salem. That happens on Wednesday. If you don't remember, 2 years ago, Days of Our Lives made such a big deal about a Bo and Hope reunion. After they brought Bo back from the dead on Beyond Salem Chapter 2 and brought them over to the flagship show, there was even a whole promo that basically implied Hope and Bo would be back together. But that didn't happen. Bo didn't want her around and almost shot her before Shawn shot him. And then it was right before Bo was shot that he finally remembered his fancy face. Then he was in the coma, and that big Bope reunion that we were promised was a big old fib sold to us by ex-head writer Ron Carlivati. So this time, we at least did get a proper Hope and Bo reunion, but not by a lot. I mean, he woke up, and now they're leaving already. It's kind of dissatisfying. Now, Bo has more recovery to do. How much? I don't know. He seems to be walking and getting around okay. Had a shot of booze at John's wake, and now he and Hope are talking about going. It just seems way too soon. I would like to predict that someone or something prevents Bo and Hope from leaving Salem. That's what I'm hoping. I don't know if that'll work out. If not, I just hope we get them back for the 60th anniversary episode airing in November. Our third prediction, does Phillip have ulterior motives for lying? So recently, Kate had Xander arrested for almost killing Phillip with his bare hands and some well-placed kicks. And now he's out on bail, but Xander snuck into Phillip's hospital room to finish him off with a pillow at the end of last week. On Monday, June 16th, though, Phillip wakes up and he's going to catch Xander in his room. And then we've got Kate, Sarah, and Xander all there talking to Phillip. And then this week, we have spoilers saying Belle blasts Phillip for lying and saying Xander did not beat him up. Phillip insists that it was not Xander that did this to him. But given how bad that Dandy Zandy did wallop Phillip, why is he covering for Xander? So we know Phillip wanted to get on Xander's good side before the beating. That's why he stole the Versavix to get a dose for Bo, and he was trying to tilt the hospital sale in Xander's favor. Phillip was trying to make up for the forgery. Our leaker says Xander is important to Phillip and he wants to make amends, first by not pressing charges and then by trying to help reconcile Xander and Sarah. But don't forget, Phillip's cunning. Maybe he's trying to leverage not pressing charges on Xander for some reason. Phillip could pressure Xander to keeping him a Titan, or maybe Phillip is doing this truly out of a sense of trying to make things right with his brother Xander. Kate, of course, is going to throw a fit when she learns her son won't put Xander behind bars. Our fourth prediction, Gabby offers Javi his job back with a sweetener. Gabby fired Javi over a misunderstanding about Ari's flight changing. Javi was really angry and he talked to Leo about not wanting to do what he was doing and instead doing his dream job, like fireman EMT kind of thing. So Leo encouraged him to do that. But then on Tuesday, spoilers say Gabby makes an offer. So she may be wanting Javi to come back to work for her at Gabby Chic. Gabby's not exactly the nicest person. Only that psycho Connie seemed to have the patience to deal with her demands, but she was a certified nut job. Maybe Gabby is so desperate for help that she offers Javi big bucks, his own office space, and to not be such a big old B if he works for her at Gabby Chic. Realistically, Javi should tell Gabby no, but, he may not have that luxury financially, but I'd still like him to pursue his dream. Our fifth and final prediction, are Belle and Shawn going to get close again? So recently, Belle took a big step back from EJ. But last week, Belle also told EJ her feelings haven't changed. She loves him, but Belle knows her dad, John, would not have approved of them being together. She and Shawn have had several heart-to-heart chats, but after the funeral, it seems like she's in some kind of period of transition while she's grieving. So Belle and Shawn may get another chance. There's lots to love there. They're both legacy. They're both a product of old school super couples. And Belle and Shawn have broken up. They've divorced before and then found their way back to each other. So it could happen again. And maybe losing John will make Belle see that Shawn is the guy she's meant to be with. And this thing with EJ is not what she needs to be doing. So we'll see. Shawn and Belle were talking about visiting their daughter, Claire. At first, when they were chatting, it was kind of tense. But Belle and Shawn ultimately agreed it wouldn't be a bad thing if they went to visit Claire. So maybe if Belle gets away from EJ and away from Salem, she and Shawn find that spark again.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.